Hello, welcome. This is the Stadium Junkies Media NFL Talk Week 4. We've been on a little bit of hiatus because some of us are sick, some of us have had technology issues, and we just haven't been getting together. But that's for a different story. I'm Jeffrey Burtis, and joining me on this talk is
Of course, it's Tony Lopez, brought to you by. Oh wait, I can't do that here.
brought to you by. It's too early for that. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10:30 in the morning. It's 10 o'clock somewhere.
5 o'clock somewhere, but you know.
It is 5. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. But I digress. This is going to be NFL Week 4, where we do predictions and also get involved in some of the topics that have been headlining the NFL for some for the good reasons, some for the wrong reasons. But first, we normally do this on Wednesday, but we actually had a game we can talk about. Tony,
Yes.
we had a game.
Yeah, we can talk about.
We did have a game between the Bears and the Packers. Who one thing.
First off, this is a game. This is a game we really didn't have to predict because we knew it was going to happen.
Indeed.
One, it was in Lambeau. Two, it was against Chicago.
Who sucks?
Let's just be real. Really, real quick. Performance, except for one thing. That hit. Now, Jeffrey, I must ask. Like, that linebacker should be suspended for that hit.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he's a dirty player. I'm not saying he's a dirty player at all. But he may have tried to make a play. Okay, that's what he said after the game was over. He was trying to make a play. But it doesn't matter. The NFL is now in the position to where they are trying to minimize the head trauma on players because concussions are a thing. We have technology, and now people's livelihoods are at stake. I know the only way to stop as a defensive player, you are trained to stop the momentum of the ball by any means necessary. But when you target the head of a player, you're risking their lives. Because there was a time where we thought Davante Adams may not make it. We're like, oh God. Yeah. I mean, they immediately called for the paramedics and the EMTs. They knew something was wrong the moment that hit came out, and I was like, ooh, good hit, but completely.
Like, it wasn't just that. It was also the fact that he led with the crown of his helmet and it ended up hitting him right smack dab in the face mask. Just looking at the replay in slow motion it gave me these chills running down. Just like, because I have felt that kind of hit before, and it kind of freaked me out. I mean, I've had
you've had
football related too, so I know what it's like. So seeing stuff like that happen, that could have been so much worse.
So yeah, but I say you have no choice but to suspend him. You have to send a clear message to saying, hey, we are not going to tolerate these hits anymore. I mean, hits are fine, but do it safe. They're trying to minimize the safety, and this is a player's lives. He could have been paralyzed. He's lucky he only got a concussion.
Yeah.
Right? He's lucky he just got that.
It could have been so much worse.
So you have to off of principle alone, you have no choice but to suspend him. And it should be you have to send a clear message saying, hey, stop this. So I say minimum of 4 games, maybe 8.
Well, I could see them doing 1 or 2 and giving him a fine as well. So
1 or 2. I'd say if you want to send a message, make it 4 to 8.
Because if it wasn't intentional, I would just say 4.
He clearly wasn't intentional. He acted sincere. He acted sincere after the game, like he was trying to make a play, but I still say you send a message, a hard, nice, clear message.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, the hit is what what most people are talking about, but the game itself, Aaron Rodgers just oh,
Just domination, fireworks,
just
even Butterfinger roasted. The official Butterfinger Twitter account roasted the Chicago Bears because they don't know how to hold on to a football.
how many? I counted at least 2 fumbles on that game.
Well, it's the main one they were roasting them about was when it was about 14-0, and Mike Glennon ended up getting that bad snap and ended up flying across the other side.
Butterfingers.
Oh, that's that butter butt.
Godly. But well, now let's talk about it in a Chicago perspective. You've got one win. Chicago's got one win off of that bizarre week over the Pittsburgh Steelers, which they should not have won. They almost beat the Falcons too.
Well,
Granted that.
I mean,
but
it felt like
you're
Chicago. It felt like Chicago didn't really, have everything meshing on Thursday night. But I mean, at least they're competitive this year.
They are competitive. But now I gotta ask, how much longer before you pull the trigger on Trubinsky? He's not the second round pick for nothing.
Simply because John Fox is the head coach, I don't feel like they're going to pull the trigger as fast as everybody thinks. He didn't pull the trigger in Denver on what's his face, Sim, even
Brock Osweiler.
Anybody else? Thank you, Osweiler. That's the name I was thinking of.
Brock
Osweiler. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't pull the trigger. So, we'll see how long he waits.
I mean, what I'm thinking is the fans and the media are gonna push him to pull the trigger if they keep losing. The only thing that's keeping Mike Glennon, the way I see it, the only thing that's keeping Mike Glennon from keeping that job is that win against Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he didn't win that game, they'd be like, we want Trubinsky. I don't know. Good chance. We want Mitchell. We want Mitchell.
He wants to go by Mitchell. Oh, God.
I'm just saying that was a chain I made up. But bottom line, I mean, this is Aaron Rodgers is putting on a clinic on the bad, at least decent competitive team of the Chicago Bears. Also, Ty Montgomery also the Packers way. Injuries are just piling up, man. They're just piling, just one after another.
We'll see how healthy they can stay. We just need to see how healthy they can stay.
I mean, as long as Aaron Rodgers is there, they have a chance. But you keep
with Aaron Rodgers there, they always have.
He's arguably one of the best quarterbacks in this league, talent-wise.
Top three,
yes, I would say so. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, 18 to 26. Not even hitting 300, only 179 yards and 4 touchdowns. Let's see. Ty Montgomery got hurt and Devontae Adams got hurt, right? Those are the two main things. Well, Devontae Adams is lucky it's a concussion, but I would be cautious about bringing him back. Ty Montgomery left the game with what was the injury? I think it was a ankle injury or a hip injury. I'm not sure.
It was rib injuries, and from what I'm seeing right here, Ty Montgomery is only day to day, so I think he should be fine.
He should be fine, and he should be fine indeed. But okay, so final score on that one: the Bears the Bears lose. They fall to 1-3, 35-14. The Packers are just too good in that division.
Exactly.
That is the whole story on that. But now let's moving on. We are going into week 4. We've seen 3 weeks. We've seen 3 weeks of the NFL. Tony, any surprise, anything that just glares out to you about this at the start to the NFL season?
Well, first, the fact that the Chiefs are, because I didn't even think they would win the first week.
Hmm.
The fact that the Giants haven't won a game,
And
and
a lot of people had they were the favorites to win that division. I said so myself.
exactly.
I thought they were going to compete with the Cowboys to get that division. They didn't lose anybody last year. They picked up Brandon Marshall, which I thought that was a nice pickup, and it just hasn't gelled out, which is very surprising. It is very surprising to see that team not gel and go not even take a win. But when I look at that team, I'm like, Eli Manning is 1 year older. The first week I blame not having OBJ, but even with OBJ playing, they really haven't done anything. I'm just like, what's going on? Do they just then I looked at it, I'm just like, they don't have a running game. Eli Manning's old, and the defense is fine. It's just they're not getting any help from their offense, which is I'm like, that's a problem. Tony, you're Mr. NFC East. What do you think is going on with the New York Giants? Oh man. Well, oh dear. It looks like that Tony's computer's crashed, so he will be joining us back in a in a bit. But the Giants, I look at that team and it was just like total disappointment. Absolutely total disappointment with that team. And they need to get their stuff together. I don't know if they can, but I think their season's done. Their season is just absolutely done whatsoever, to where they cannot recover from the season, and you might as well just wait for draft picks. I don't know. I mean, 0-3, it's hard to come back. Totally is doable. Highly unlikely, and especially with that division. Now, there was a now I have a the biggest surprise for me was the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are now they're like 2-1, and they've been dominant. The way they've been winning has just been absolutely dominating. They dominated the Texans with their fantastic defense, which I was like, wow, just totally wow. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing when I saw that when I saw that Jaguars defense just totally dominating every team they faced so far. And it's quite problematic because I have the Houston Texans winning that division, because now that Tom Savage is no longer the quarterback of the Houston Texans, I believed in Deshaun Watson the moment they drafted him. So when I look at divisions, when I look at teams, I look at the quarterback. I look at the quarterback as the first thing I look at. Then I look at the pieces, and then I look at the defense. The thing is, when I look with the Jaguars, I'm not totally sold on the Jaguars winning that division because I don't have faith in their quarterback. I do have faith in the Houston Texans just off of quarterback alone and overall team. Is that Tony out here?
No.
You had technical difficulties, but I was just going on a thing that surprises me is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The fact that the Jaguars are probably one of the best defenses in the NFL, that Blake Bortles hasn't broken down and destroyed this team yet, and Leonard Fournette, as a rookie, is one of the best running backs in the league right now.
All righty then. Now, back to what we were talking about, the Giants, before you were so rudely cut off. I think the Giants season. I think the Giants are. I don't know how they can recover. I think they're done. I don't know what's wrong with that team. I look at it on paper; they should be doing a lot better.
When your coach is blaming the quarterback and the center for not having a, good chemistry,
it's not his fault.
It's clearly not Eli's fault. You have a shit offensive line. First curse word and only curse word for today. It's not working. It's just not working.
I mean, I thought they don't have a running game too.
Shane Vereen isn't it.
Yeah,
you can't just rely on throwing the ball up to Odell Beckham every time you're on offense, because you have other options. Brandon Marshall isn't showing up. Sterling Shepard is there, but he's not getting the looks.
You
even have a rookie tight end, I believe, that's ready. Oh God, that's ready to get passes. It's just something's not right, and the defense.
The defense is fine. The defense is fine.
Isn't really clicking like it was last year, though.
And they're just not getting help. They're not getting any help too.
Exactly.
The offense is doing them no favors.
It just doesn't make sense to me. So,
I mean, now I'm thinking it's a two-way race in the division between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
And the Eagles look like teams in the NFL right now.
Yes, they do. I believe
Carson Wentz came in. Yeah, I do too. Surprisingly, even though I don't like these Eagles, clearly by the hat says everything.
Yeah, your lovely hat.
Carson Wentz has proven. I've seen this guy play in person before, might I add, when he was in college. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL playing this way.
The best in the NFL the way he's playing.
One of the best. Statement. One of the best. One of the best.
A bold statement you just put out there.
Well, I'm just being honest.
All righty. So, the biggest disappointment, clearly the Giants. Biggest surprise is the Jaguars. Agreed?
Biggest surprise to me is the fact that Kansas City is relying so heavily on running back that nobody thought would be this good.
Oh, yes.
Kareem Hunt has turned into the NFL's bright spot this season.
Yes, and he's a rookie, right?
Toledo.
Rookie of the year?
So far this season, yes, absolutely. He's putting up numbers that are insane right now.
I mean,
it said he was the first running back to have multiple touch. I forget what the stat was. I know it was something over the first 3 games. But it's insane how much he's good.
He's darn good. I'm totally frightened. The Chiefs, this might be if they're gonna win it this year, this is their chance.
Exactly.
If they're gonna win it all, this is their best year, as far as I'm concerned. This is the golden opportunity because they have something.
Exactly. Now, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Shall we get started with this week's picks? Game. The week 4 games.
The week 4. Oh, calm down. But yeah, I'm down.
The week 4 picks. All right. Now let's start. We both me and Jeffrey previously both thought that the Packers were going to win the Thursday night game. So
Obviously.
technically, we're both 1-0 for this week.
Obviously.
Now, we will start with the early bird. Coming from jolly old London, England, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Miami Dolphins.
Calm down.
Drew Brees versus Smoking Jay. Who you got?
Fuck Jay. Screw Jay Cutler.
I'm obviously going to choose the Saints. Let's just be real right now.
Why are you doing? Well, I'm going to choose this. I don't know. You know who I'm picking,
No,
but
yeah,
I can't. I can't pick Jay Cutler. I do not like him.
Oh, neither do I. But I'm just
I don't like
there's no way I'm picking the Dolphins in this situation.
Why?
They got lucky
How
their
so?
first win. They got lucky their first week, and then they go to New York and get mollywopped by the New York Jets. How do you get spanked by the Jets?
Hey, bizarre week. That's how.
Exactly. So we both unanimously say New Orleans on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go to some of the other games for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with some of the 12 o'clock games.
Oh, the 12 o'clock. Okay.
The Los Angeles Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Rams. Why you started with that one?
Because it's literally the first one on my list.
Where's it at?
It's in Dallas. Technically Arlington.
I'm not sold on the Rams. They had one of the best games of the week 3 with the 49ers, but it's the 49ers. This will be a nice true test to see if the Rams are for real, but I'm not sold on them. I got to say Cowboys.
Yeah, I got to say Cowboys as well, even though I do like the way Todd Gurley and Jared Goff have been playing. Their receivers are clicking and the offensive line is clicking. They actually look like they're starting to become a pretty good offensive line. Their defense, oh my God! Once Aaron Donald is like back in actual football shape, that man is going to be so dominant, dominant.
Now I got another question for you,
sir.
True or false? Will Dez Bryant have at least 6 receptions or at least 100 receiving yards?
I'm gonna fall from the 100 receiving yards.
Will he have at least
6 receptions?
Will he at least have 6 receptions or at least 100 receiving yards?
I would say 1. Yes. Are you looking at the Madden pick'ems right now?
Nah, maybe.
See, ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey is also playing Madden while we're doing this podcast.
It's called multitasking.
Multitasking my butt. But yes, I do think he will get 6 receptions.
Okay, then. But yeah, I definitely say the Cowboys win.
Yeah, I'll also say the Cowboys. Now, on to the next one, which is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
Probably the game of the week.
Jeffrey, I would argue, it's either that or something else that's coming up.
Probably game of the week. I gotta say, this is the one I'm looking forward to the most, besides the Saints and the Dolphins. But who do you have
and why?
I gotta go Steelers.
I'm gonna have to go Ravens.
I gotta go Steelers on this one. I believe in the Steel curtain.
I just feel like the Ravens defense is real. They're probably as good as some of those like early 2000s Ravens defenses.
If we're talking defense, I totally agree with you, but I gotta say the offense. I believe in big man. I believe in Antonio Brown. They always come through against the Ravens.
My whole thing is the Ravens offense has to click, because clearly it hasn't the last few weeks, but they've still been able to win games simply because, one, the running game in Baltimore is actually real, not the passing game, the running game. 2, that defense is turning up to 100.
100.
100.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm going to
gotta
take the
say,
Ravens on this one.
it's gonna be close. There's no way it's gonna be a touchdown. It's gonna be coming down to a field goal. These teams
Nah.
always play each other tough, but I gotta go Steelers.
Yeah, this is the first one we're opposed to. So, Jeffrey, here we go. Now, the next one, I don't know why I'm saying anything about this one. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars in New York City against the New York Jets.
I mean, the Jets have really surprised me. I'm going Jets just off that defense.
I'm going Jags. Jags, all the way. Calais Campbell came in from Arizona to Jacksonville and made an immediate statement saying, "We're here, we're ready."
Yeah. Yes.
So Jags all the way.
I haven't been a believer of the Jets until now.
I've been a believer in the Jags when they had like Maurice Jones-Drew.
I never have.
And David Garrard. But that's besides the point. So we both take Jags on this one.
Yes.
Now, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Cleveland Browns. Oh,
okay, one of these two teams is finally getting their first win.
Okay.
Calm down. You okay?
Don't
you
care.
alive?
I don't care about the game, like at all.
I mean, it's the team. One of these two teams is finally going to get their first win. Yay!
Yeah. And I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be Cincinnati.
Yes, I don't believe in Cleveland. Cleveland sucks.
Now, the next game, it could be also one of the best games of the week. The Carolina Panthers versus the New England Patriots.
Boo, Patriots.
Patriots, even though I do have Christian McCaffrey on my fantasy team.
You have him on your fantasy team, huh? You expect him to You expect him to do well?
The workhorse, yeah. He's going to have to be. But yeah, we both say Patriots on this one. Now, the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans.
Really?
Yes.
The Texans and Titans. I believe in Deshaun Watson.
I don't. Go Marcus Mariota.
No,
that running game is completely real.
Is it? Is it really?
Yes, it is. Yes,
no,
it is.
That Texans D is for real. I, mean, I believe in Deshaun Watson.
You have Henry and Murray in the backfield. You have Mariota. You actually have Delaney Walker, great tight end. Your offensive line is really good. You have some pretty good receivers out there as well. Freaking Eric Decker came in from New York and is actually making a difference. Rashard Matthews is stepping up to the plate. Their defense looks great.
Yes.
So, Tennessee.
I believe in Deshaun Watson. I believe. I really believe in him. I still go with my prediction that the Texans will win that division. So I'm going to stick with Deshaun Watson. I believe in Deshaun Watson.
Now, the Detroit Lions going to Minnesota against the Vikings.
It'll be better than we think. So I'm going to say the Detroit Lions. Sam Bradford is going to go back to Sam Bradford.
Well, Sam Bradford didn't play last week.
Mm-hmm.
Case Keenum played last week.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, Case Keenum also this week.
Mm-hmm.
But Detroit, I picked them to be in a playoff, so I clearly think Detroit's going to win this game.
Clearly.
Yes. Now, the 3-0 Atlanta Falcons at home against the Buffalo Bills.
Go Bills.
Just let's be realistic. That's going to be
Go Bills. That's my upset.
All right.
Bills.
That's your upset pick. All right. Now, let's start with the 3:00 game. Well, the two. What was that? Technically 3:00 games for us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Start with the worst one of the three.
Which
New
is
York Giants going to Tampa Bay.
Giants stay 0-4. Go 0-4.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that completely.
I just
Now,
wow. I never thought I'd say this, but yep. 0-4. It
let's
looks like
go
me like
to
a thing.
probably the best one. The Oakland Raiders going mile high to Denver against the Broncos.
Oh, that's the afternoon game of the week.
Yes, it is.
I have Oakland winning that division. I got to go Oakland.
I have Oakland winning the Super Bowl. So,
now I don't. The Chiefs might have something to say about that.
but I have Oakland winning this game as well, even though I think this will be one hard-fought victory, and you will not see Marshawn Lynch doing a shimmy on the sideline.
He's going to – Marshawn Lynch, he's going to have to work for every yard he can get. That defense is going to do whatever it takes to shut him down.
Now,
I say – okay. Oh, wait, before you go on to that game,
yes,
over and under, how many yards does Marshawn Lynch get? I say 75. Over and under 50.
He's getting 75 at least.
He's getting 75?
Yes.
I say less than 50.
I doubt that. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles goes to the west side against the Los Angeles Chargers.
No, I don't believe in the Chargers.
This is my upset pick of the week.
You have the Chargers over the Eagles.
I have the Chargers at home against Philadelphia.
Nah, believe in Carson Wentz. Believe in Carson Wentz.
I don't know. The San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Boo.
I'm gonna take San Francisco on this one.
Cardinals are bad, but not that bad. I'm taking the Cardinals.
They're hurt, so that's why I'm taking San Fran. And now we are at the proverbial Sunday night game,
which I can care less about.
The Indianapolis Colts versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, Seahawks. No Andrew Luck. No chance.
My whole thing is Seattle actually needs a win this week.
It's a must win.
Put the dominance in the division. Because technically, right now, the LA Rams are number one in the division right now.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they lost this week. Even if Los Angeles loses this week, they would still be number one in the division.
True. So, yeah, this is a gold opportunity. But what if the Rams do pull it off? Are they for real then?
I would believe so.
If they pull it off? Now, Tony, on paper, that Sunday night matchup would have been great.
It would have been great if Andrew Luck was healthy and they actually had an offensive line.
Yes.
But he's not. We're getting Jacoby Brissett. Which he actually had. I'm not going to lie to you. He did look really good last week, even though he does not know the playbook that well.
Hey, I mean, he could get better. He could get better. There might be a future for Jacoby Brissett.
At the same time, he's going against the Legion of Boom.
Oh, good luck, Richard. I mean, the Legion of Boom's going to destroy Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah,
they're going to eat him alive.
Now, for your Monday Night Football matchup.
Dun, 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 dun.
Are you ready for some football?
Calm down.
And guess Hank Williams is doing the intro again.
Yay.
Hallelujah. Also with Jason Derulo and Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
the Washington football team
Redskins
versus The Kansas City Chiefs.
Actually,
It's a very underrated game.
That's a good Monday night matchup.
The Redskins did beat the Oakland Raiders last week.
How?
Is how they beat them.
Domination.
It was a huge.
Did they just take him to the back and just curb stop him?
They just straight up mollywop the crap out of
him. That's surprising.
Take Kansas City because, duh, I'm a Cowboys fan. Let's be realistic. The Kansas City Chiefs look like one of the best teams in the NFL right now.
How long can Alex Smith keep it together?
I think he's doing a pretty damn good job of it.
I'm going to go with another upset. I believe in Kirk Cousins. You like that? You like that? Redskins.
Now, those are all the NFL games for this week.
So Tony, now that we've done our predictions, is there anything you want to get off your chest?
I'm tired of these protests.
Yeah. I want to get your before we go off. I said we'd save this for the very end, but I want to get your opinion first before I go in.
I understand why they were doing it last week. I respect why they were doing it last week.
Mm-hmm.
To me, why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, it wasn't because of Donald Trump. The NFL all last week was protesting Donald Trump for calling them, and I quote, sons of bitches. But let's get past that now. If you still want to, for that cause, to protest Donald Trump, don't do it. Do it somewhere else. But if you're doing it for a good cause like Malcolm Jenkins and some other players that have been kneeling pretty much all of last season, so like protest police brutality and all the violence that's going on in America, don't do it because of Trump. Now, there's a point where it does need to slow down. I just don't know when it's going to happen because we do have a jackass in office. That's my take.
That people do support, so we got to. He is the commander-in-chief. They voted him in. As much as it pays,
I didn't vote for him.
Neither did I, but that's a different topic. We're not. But I find what the NFL owners, all this protesting that happened last week about them holding arms and kumbaya and all that stuff, that's cute, but you're being hypocritical. You're being hypocritical of the fact that so it takes Donald Trump to call you NFL players SOBs to get the owners and the players to hold arms and take a knee during the national anthem. We're not even doing the national anthem. This isn't about the flag. This isn't about the national anthem. This was clearly about Trump, but they're missing the point of what started all this. The person who started all of this can't seem to find a job in the NFL. I wonder why. His name is Colin Kaepernick. History might treat him better than what we're treating him now. Because when we go look at this in history, we're going to look at a man who was an NFL star, NFL stud. He was pretty good when his time was here. And he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl. That's how I'm going to remember him. But he gave it all away, gave all the fame, all the money to send a message. saying I want to stop police brutality. But now, I mean, the people that still take a knee before all of the Trump stuff, that's fine. Michael Bennett, Malcolm Jenkins, that's fine. Keep protesting. You have a point, but don't condemn the person who started the kneel down on the protest and then start doing it when Donald Trump tries to tell the billionaires what to do with their money. And that's why I call it hypocritical. Because it's amazing. When you have money, you don't like being told what to do with your money and your employees. So Trump, this was clearly a thing to just say, "Hey, Trump, stay out of the NFL. Don't you have a thing called a country to run? Instead of sticking your nose in the NFL, why don't you focus on the other issues at hand? Jobs, foreign policy, where you have complete control over. I hope to God you don't mess that up. And then healthcare, jobs, unemployment, wages. Something away from the NFL. I watch the NFL. Fans watch the NFL just so they can not get away. They could get away from all this political BS. Now, and then also the fans of the Green Bay Packer fans, they were trying to ask, "Hey, let's hold arms together. Let's show unity." The fans didn't do it because they don't care. They absolutely do not care. There are some fans out there that are Trump supporters or people like I'm not a fan of Trump. Let's get that perfectly clear. I don't like how he's acting in the White House. I just don't care. Nothing will please me more. By 2020, you have all these hatred toward Trump. This 2020, 3 more years. That is your chance to voice your opinion and get him out of office. Because if by God he stays in for another 4 years, I don't know if we can make it. Because it's bad. It's already getting bad enough as is. So you can keep protesting. That's fine. But don't forget the purpose of all this protesting about police brutality. And to Trump, I say this: stick your nose out of the NFL and start focusing on running this country. You're already doing a marvelous job at that. And the NFL owners, don't condemn the person who started this kneel down and then start doing it yourself. You're acting like hypocrites. So, and also, there is a time and place. People say it's disrespectful to kneel during the national anthem. This isn't about the national anthem. It's about freedom of speech and like police brutality. The people that are saying that it's disrespectful, I'm like, okay, these are what the veterans fought for, the right to do free speech. It's not a constitutional law where we have to hold our hands over our hearts and just sing the national anthem. We do that for American pride. But there are people out there, police brutality is a thing, racial profiling is a thing, all about creating equal opportunity and fairness, which I get. So I'm not condemning the people who are taking the kneel down during the national anthem. I'm just like, don't forget the message. That's all I got to say. Don't forget the original message. This started with police brutality, not because of Trump, but because of police brutality and unfairness of racial profiling.
I completely agree with that, sir.
Yeah. That's why I'm just like, I don't care. I'm tired of if you're gonna do it, fans watch football just to get away from all this BS and all this garbage that's happening in the real life. I watch it because I like seeing the stories involved in the football games, and the storytelling of it is just sometimes beautiful. But there's football is football. If you're going to a Cowboy game, do you really want to see that, or do you care about the game?
That's a good point.
Do you really? I mean, do you care about the game? You care about the game, not this protest, not this political BS. I pay my money, I pay my tickets to watch the game. I don't care. I want to be entertained, not to deal with all this political garbage. There's a time and place for that. I mean, do in your own time. In the NFL, the fans want to go see the game. You protesting, that's fine. Just don't ask the fans to do it like the Green Bay Packers did.
Exactly, man. Now we're done with that.
Yes.
Oh, this NFL week is actually looking to be exciting.
Indeed.
And
it does. I'm gonna probably say
glorious.
Yes, it will be glorious. So that is the NFL talk for week 4. I'm gonna probably save that little soliloquy of me talking about the NFL protest because I like that. But this is for the Stadium Junkies Media. I'm Jeffrey Burtis. Peace be upon you, and please subscribe. We do wrestling, we do sports. We might jump into gaming pretty soon.
And
Tony?
also, very soon, me and Jeffrey should be starting something about the NBA.
Oh no! Oh god! Okay,
we're gonna have to do it at some point, sir.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And I would say the NBA is not going to be weekly and may more be like bi-weekly, just to be fair.
Enough. Fair enough. Fair enough then. Alrighty then. For Tony Lopez, I'm Jeffrey Burtis. Peace be upon you. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We will listen. And if you hit that dislike button, well, you can just be a hypocrite like the NFL owners. This is Jeffrey Burtis signing out.